I'm tired. I'm tired of the same things like happening every year, and I'm tired of Treyarch and Activision saying we'll do better in the future, and then that just not seeming to actually play out. So this is about the fact that Treyarch have nerfed the Frenzy Fire or the stock option cheese that you could do with the Ligma 1 Wonder Weapon. I did expect that to be nerfed, and yet I still feel like this could have been done in a much better way. On launch day of Astra Malorum, everyone was trying to solve the Easter egg. I got to the boss fight, and we got to the end of phase 1, and it softlocked us. We had to end the game. There was literally nothing we could do. Since then, I've seen other people also saying, yep, I got softlocked on phase 3. Yep, I also got softlocked on phase 1. There doesn't seem to really be a community consensus because nobody is actively trying to QA test the game on Treyarch's behalf. They just want it to work. There have been issues with the TED trials on Astra. There have been issues with the traps on Astra. There have been issues with individual steps on Astra. Even in spite of all of that stuff, the first piece of communication, as far as I've been able to tell, is comms saying we're nerfing the cheese. We're also removing the thing where players would get Easter egg quest completion, even if they died during like phase 3 of the fight. And they're closing an exploit that allowed players to block zombie pathing with old Tessie. And those are the only things in the patch. Any and all of the other things, they're just not in there. It makes us feel like the only thing that matters is like your internal retention database instead of the actual experience of playing the game. It's actually a real misunderstanding sometimes to purely look at your internal player retention hypothesis rather than also just looking at the sentiment online and going, people are having some fun here and maybe that fun is worth preserving. There are such obvious own goals that could be avoided and they're not. And it doesn't make sense to me. This is a small thing as well. It's just the fact that they've led with that rather than possibly considering the approach of saying, here are some things we're working on. When we've got a fix ready for those things, we are also going to be nerfing the cheese. Until then, for the next 3 days, have at it, have fun. Can you imagine the difference it might make? Time and time again, I've given this feedback that there just might be a better way, and it's not just me, and yet we just have the same problems over and over. Does this actually really matter in the long run? No. Is it frustrating to feel like I'm in an endless loop where I can constantly see a problem that would be so easy to address and it would be in the dev's best interest to address it, and actually the opposite happens? That is frustrating. It's just the fact that this happens so frequently and I'm tired. Let me know what you think in the comments.